Hey boys, Noah, Devin, I hope you're well. I just want to let you know the reason that I look like I'm looking down all the time is because my camera's on top of a TV screen. So it may look like I'm looking down, but I should be giving you my eyeball attention. But, anyways, uh, this is my third consecutive video. I don't know how much I got in me, but I'm going to keep writing down some things. And, you know, so one thing that you'll probably remember about me later on when you're older is my love of squirt. Here, this will be my only, you'd appreciate this. Squirt. It's lovely. Try squirt. Ask for it by name. It's real good with gin or vodka. Squirt. I'll probably get sued now. So, eh. Anyways, undoubtedly Devin's working 47 million hours. Noah's 12. You'd be probably 12 hours, 13 hours in the future. So you're a time traveler where you live. But I thought I would read. I got two more stories, and then I'm gonna try to maybe bang out a few more. Trying to focus on my earliest memories. So, okay. I'm going to pick. No, I'm going to save that one. I'll do that one next time. I'm going to have a relaxing weekend with every minute equaling an hour. Oh, oh. Wishing your weeks away so you can have a weekend. I don't know how long that'll keep going. It doesn't happen for many now. But anyways, all right. This is the first and last time I ever picked on someone. All right? Okay. You know I ramble, so just let me wind around to it. And I hope y'all are having a good day. I'll look up at the camera if I can. Yeah. It'd be like, yeah, be like me. Okay, whatever. All right, so, all right. I started public school when I was 4 years old. Barton didn't want Velma at the home any longer, as he wanted a secretary to work for free. Also, I reckon they couldn't keep an eye on each other. They could keep an eye on each other that way. You see, Velma cheated on Barton, and that made him paranoid. And probably the reason that they joined the Upside Down Pineapple Club. Velma wanted to be around, as it were. Oh, Noah and Devin, this ain't for young ears. This is just for y'all or anybody that likes to eavesdrop. Eavesdroppers. Eavesdroppers. Okay. If I could figure out how to make these just to come to you, but I'll let you know about these videos one of these days. But okay. Anyways, upside down. Yeah. Yeah, Velma wanted to get around, I reckon, and Barton acquiesced. So I was grandfathered into school because I would turn 5 years old at the beginning of the school year. So I was the tail end of 4 years of age, and then at the first grade, a couple months in, I turned 5. All right. My first 4 years was pretty much in isolation and being around adults, running around in the woods, helping carry kindling wood, carrying sticks of wood, and I was such a little guy. When I would carry wood when I was little, Barton told me that every stick of wood I'd put into the little trailer, I'd make sure I asked, "Did I help, Daddy? Did I help?" I guess I needed constant reassurance. I don't know. Anyways, Barton insisted that I ride the school bus. Remember when y'all rode the bus? Yeah, it was a lot better times, I think. But anyways, it was bus number 10. Now, number 10 was the only bus on my side of the county. This bus would come down Highway 9. It'd turn right and pick up 4 or 5 white kids. Next, the bus would go down a street that was one of the streets that a community of black folks lived on. There were 2 stops on that road, and I swear, probably 60 kids. And of course, the last stop on the line was at the end of my driveway where I stood in my 4-year-old glory. Little worn out mittens and a coat and a toboggan, which I guess people call it a toque or a yarn hat. Anyways, the bus was crammed. This is the first time I ever experienced anybody but white people. I've never seen so many people in my life. Small kids, middle-sized kids, big kids, kids that looked almost adult. They were different from me. It was a different experience. Living, like I said, I didn't really have any friends growing up because I lived pretty far out in the county. Relatively speaking, you know, maybe 1 or 2 times some kids would come over, but it wasn't, I was mainly by myself. But so I just wasn't, I was just absolutely shocked, at so many kids. Um, I don't want to say what they called me, but that was the first time in my life that I feared something more than Barton. I feared being on the bus. I was absolutely trembling with fear. Bus 10 had a max capacity of maybe 45 kids, and I swear it felt like 100. I rode to and from school until approximately the 5th grade standing in the aisle. And every seat would have 3 people, and the aisle would have a line of kids standing on it. Maybe once a week I would get beat up, which for a 5-year-old was getting pushed around, punched in the stomach, or maybe slapped in the face. But they never hit my nose. I don't know why I don't know how I didn't I don't know. Maybe I was just reacting to what growing up with, they grew up in a neighborhood with kids, and they were probably always roughhousing. I never, you know, never really experienced that. So, but yeah, they never hit me in the nose. Um, Barton never hit me in the nose either. Um, It was strangely like I was getting hit on by surgeons. They just, I don't know. They knew where to hit me just right. I don't, there weren't bruises. Um, I do remember one time I have a broken bone at the bottom of my rib cage. I learned this through CPR, and it's called the xiphoid process. I think I think that xiphoid process. I think it broke when I was trying to exact revenge on a boy that was picking on me, calling me cream of weed or whatever, some other such thing. And as he got off the bus, I tried to jump into the aisle to slap him or hit him or do something. And all at once, three other boys that I guess were his friends, they saw it coming and they jumped on me and they knocked me down in the floor in the aisle of the bus. So they kicked me in the stomach and kicked me in the top of my chest. They were kicking on me. They never hit my face, but they kicked me, and I think that's when I broke that little bone. But I don't know. All I know is it knocked the wind out of me. I remember being really scared and just terrified. And There's nothing worse than being like 3-on-1, man. There's just nothing like it in the world. God Almighty, you feel so helpless. I'd come home and tell Barton about it, and he'd smile and say, "That's how them N-words are. They don't fight fair. Those N-words fight 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 5-on-1. They're less than human, and you can't trust them." Barton wanted to use the bus for my education. Maybe a better word of it is indoctrination. This was the beginning of the indoctrination. Like things that are passed down from parent to child. I mean, it's the same most. So is the parent teaches the child, so is the child. The parent is a certain religion, and the child is a certain religion. The parent is a certain politics, the child is a certain politics. It's indoctrination, and it's something I never did to y'all. At least I hope I didn't. I know, no, I'll let you believe how you wanted to believe. I never got in your way one way how you wanted to believe. It's always supportive of that. You remember me driving you to church, right? Making your butt get up to church, making sure you was going to church with your buddy, handing you keys to the van so you go to church, and then you not having no license. Uh-huh, uh-huh. You know, you fooled me. Travel, boy. Never mind. That's over. You've been reprieved. I told one on you. All right, you can tell one on me on the videos on a video someday. You can tell some video. Tell on me about some. All right. So, anyways, once I hazarded the ride on bus 10, I came to a school of bullies, poorer kids than I, and a few associates. Let me make sure I'm getting, yeah, 1, 2, yeah, okay. My associates in the first grade, I had Jackrabbit, I had Jody, I had Bubba, um, had a few others. I can't remember their names, but I remember Bubba in the first grade. He'd scrape his teeth and I'm like, oh, he'd show off all the damn tartar on his teeth. I'm like, boy, oh, so bad. Jackrabbit was called Jackrabbit because he was fastest runner in the first grade. He could beat anybody running. Boy, he'd run fast. And Jody was just, he was everybody's friend. You ever know somebody that just everybody got along with? That's Jody. Hell, half the time I was around Jody in the first grade just because everybody's like, hey, Jody, hey, Jody. He wasn't a big kid. He was real unassuming. He was shorter than me, you know, thin, but just, I don't know. He just had a way about him. But anyways, we kind of all powwowed, cowered together or whatnot. But anyways, the school was in middle of integration because younger than this, I remember going to the county school that was the all black school at the time. Uh, it was on a road I'd never been on. This was the first time as just a little teeny kid. I must have been 3. I remember this image, I have this image in my mind, and I think Barton was there doing some kind of legal thing, but he took me there, and here I was, a little 3-year-old kid, and there was all these black kids looking at me like that. I'm like that, but it was different than the bus. The bus was at that when I was 3. They was bending down and saying hey, and they seemed, everybody, nobody was pushing me or nothing like that. It was a different experience. But that was pretty much, when I was 3, that was pretty much it. Um, and they were probably as intrigued in me as I was probably intrigued with them. I felt friendliness. It felt friendly. So, anyways, during this transition, I assume the school I was going to was also integrating at the time. This or had been in early integration, I guess. I would say, let's see, probably 72. I don't know, 1972. But it hadn't been going on for too many. I don't know. But anyways, this school that I went to was the main school. Of course, Noah, that you went to. Part of the building was the old building, and then the other part of the building was the knocked down part of the building where they'd taken a crane and wrecking ball and knocked a lot of the old school down. And I think it was at one time the old high school, But then they started putting up a high school, and then they turned this into the elementary school. But hey, don't do that now, kitty cat. Hey, baby. So, anyways, this is some no kids allowed talk. I saw some disturbing things at the school. This has been it. I remember this since I was 4 or 5 years old. This is how long has been in my life, in my mind. One time I was going to the bathroom and I opened the bathroom and we had a special education department, and then the bathroom was like outside the building. You went down the hall through double doors and you were outside, but to the right was the men's room or the boys' room, and to the left was the girls' room. I went into the boys' room and I saw two kids there, and they were kids with intellectual deficiencies, uh, what they call trisomy 21, Down syndrome. Um, but one of the boys was down on his knees performing oral sex on the other one, and I saw that and I closed the door and I ran and I told the teacher, and nobody believed me. I mean, nobody. I think another kid saw it, but man, that disturbed me so bad. Oh, I mean, I just didn't know what was going on. I was so young at that time. Um, One time, a kid in the first grade brought a dirty book to school. This was a bad, bad one, but I I could read, so I mean, it must have been the first grade. But like I said, these are my earliest memories, so I can't promise you that I'm getting it all absolutely straight. This could have been the second grade, but these are just the thoughts that just come into my head when I think about these early times. So anyways, this boy brought this strange book to school, and all I could remember was seeing the words, "The guys can take my P, but only my man takes my A." And I never understood what that meant. I didn't understand what that meant. I remember one time watching Kelly, Chris, a couple other boys beat up Phil in the gym locker room, and boy, I wanted him to fight back. It's like he gave up. Phil just kind of, well, it was 3-on-1, maybe 4-on-1, and they were such bastards about it. I still remember them some bitches. They, I know one of them still lives in this county, but that's water over the dam, isn't it? But I begged him to fight back. He did not. The way Phil treated me as a friend, I should have cheered him on, but I don't. I mean, maybe I did. Uh, Later on in fifth grade, I was in an entire classroom of kids that apparently, well, in the fifth grade, I saw an entire class of kids drive a math teacher to a heart attack. At first, I thought it was okay to do, but as I noticed his eyes, I was ashamed. I was ashamed of it. And I could only sit quietly and feel sorry as Eric and Kelly and Chris and all the other little tough guys are in there just delighted antagonizing him. That poor mild-mannered man. I shouldn't have started up with that. Uh, but boy, at the end of it, I sat there quiet. Nobody else was doing nothing. The administration didn't give a crap. You learned really young that nobody gives a crap. So, anyways, I remember a little boy on Four Forks Church Road that missed school quite a bit. I remember him riding his banana seat bike down the road with no hands and both of his thumbs up. He'd ride it. He would ride it in front of the bus with both his thumbs up like this, with no hands on the handlebars, weaving in the curves going downhill. And and the bus driver was on his ass like a slow driver. I mean, the bus was so close. Later, that boy was murdered by his grandpa. And as the years continued riding that bus, I saw the little old house pretty much slowly become devoured by kudzu. I remember one time I played with a kid named Bruce. Um, this was a kid that Velma said was kind of a sad kid. And to be nice to him, I was nice to him. We played nice together. I was fifth grade, and he wasn't at school anymore one day. And time went on, and I asked, "Where'd Bruce go to? Where'd Bruce go?" And come to find out, he killed his stepfather with a baseball bat in his sleep. And he was at some place called a high rise, whatever that is. I had no clue what a high rise was. I never saw Bruce again. And my buddy Jody, he died in high school. He was killed in a Volkswagen after going squirrel hunting. He was T-boned. Him and his people was in a Volkswagen, and they got T-boned. It was snowing, and this guy drunk in a great big Lincoln Continental just wiped out that Volkswagen. That was that was my first year probably in high school when he died. Yeah. I could go on and on, but let me stop there a bit. So I'm in the first grade and the bell's ringing for the bus lineup. It was chaos. I may have been um, somewhere. Maybe I was in the bathroom before it's time to go. First grade, kids are running everywhere. Teachers are trying to corral them. Buses are coming around to fill up. And as I walked up, I saw three kids about my size, first graders, picking on a larger kid. Well, of course I'd join in. He couldn't beat up four of us to him, and I would get to be the picker on. I would get to pick on somebody for a change. Instead of being the picker on I'd be the picker on her. So, anyways, I immediately joined in the cajoling and the teasing. For once, I felt like a tough kid. I see the power of groups now, supposedly. I was pouring all the times that I had been picked on into this moment. I was laying it on. There was four of us running around, nyan nyan, and call him whatever, this, that, or the other. Well, now I don't know why I was the target. Maybe I just have a punchable face. I, I believe that. I think I get that from Barton. All right. The boy towered over us, but in my mind, if he tried anything, the others would immediately jump in and we would be wham to my face. That tower of a boy punched me so hard, it was more pain than even Barton has thrown on me. My head whirled and down I went, hitting the gravel. I had the gravel on my face. I didn't lose consciousness, but my eyes were working like I was trying to look through murky water. After a couple of minutes, I got up defeated. If I could thank that boy today, I'd do so. In my life, my opinion is that if you do not suffer mental illness, punishment works. Many times as a therapist, I would remember parents spanking their children over and over and it not doing any good. In my mind, that was diagnostic of a child with deep, deep issues. However, I apparently was in my right mind because I remembered that lesson so well. And sometimes I remember that punch. And when I see a group of people picking on a single person, I see people that haven't learned their lesson. And that was the last time I ever picked on somebody. Well, anyways, that's it. Wow, been talking a bit. I talk slow, boys, I'm sorry. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. I love you both very much. I know you're probably thinking something like, man, I wish I'd have called him more, or maybe that. Don't feel guilty about that. There will come a time where maybe you'd think, gosh, I wish I could have said something. I do it with, you know who, the lady that loved me, the only lady, the only adult in my life that loved me. I wish I could have told her that I loved her more, but you boys, you're going through life. You're doing your thing. You don't live for me. You live for you. You get everything you can, and don't ever make any illusion or uh, don't feel bad because I know you both love me. I know it. You guys are just really damn busy getting your stuff in order. So, anyways, I love you both. I hope to hear from you soon. But if I don't, I still know I love you. I know you love me, and you know that I love you. So, I love you. I love you. I love you. I waboo. I waboo both. So, y'all have a good one.